So age-related macular degeneration, or AMD, is the most common cause of poor vision in people over 50 in our community. And it's really a degeneration of the photoreceptors, which are part of the retina that you need for seeing. And as you get older, unfortunately, in some people, they disappear, they die, and so you have patches in the vision where you don't see. Someone with AMD will not necessarily know they have any issue. It's often picked up early at the optometrist. And the optometrist will see something called drusen, which are these yellow fatty deposits at the back of the eye. More recently, we've realised that there's actually different deposits in the back of the eye in people with AMD. And the other one is called this reticular pseudodrusen, which you can see here on this scan. Pseudodrusen because they're not quite the same as drusen, and reticular means they're in a net-like pattern. They're in a beautifully well-distributed pattern like this, very regular along the retina. And they imply that you have a greater risk of running into trouble with losing vision. And indeed, 60% of people who have the later form of macular degeneration will have these reticular pseudodrusen. So we don't know what causes reticular pseudodrusen, but of course very interested, because if you know the cause, you can then try to start to treat it. And so we wanted to look at, is there a genetic predisposition to these reticular pseudodrusen? We have known for some time now that there are genetic links to AMD, but nothing specific for this reticular pseudodrusen. And what we found indeed in our paper was the main suspect was this particular area on chromosome 10, and it is linked very nicely to be associated with these reticular pseudodrusen. So in age-related macular degeneration, there are two chromosomes that have been implicated, chromosome 1 and chromosome 10. And currently all the treatments that are aiming to try and slow down the progression of cells dying are targeting the chromosome 1 gene. And what we found in this study is that that particular gene has no role to play in these reticular pseudodrusen. So that now we have to pay more attention to the chromosome 10 pathways that could be involved to start to identify new ways of intervening, because the chromosome 1 linked treatments potentially have no role in this quite severe form of age-related macular degeneration. So age-related macular degeneration is the commonest cause of poor vision in people over 50, and it's devastating to someone who gets AMD. They can't read, drive, recognise faces. And at the moment, whilst we're making great advances in treating the stage when you've already got a problem and trying to reduce that problem as much as we can, we really don't know how to stop people getting it in the first place. And so understanding the initial causes of AMD may lead to better treatments earlier on, so that we can stop people needing, for at the moment, injections in their eyes, often for forever, to try and reduce that devastating end stage of the disease. So now the next stage is really to understand what that part of chromosome 10 does, because interestingly, we still haven't worked out which sort of pathways it's involved in. Some people think it's involved in the background tissue that lies in the retina that could potentially, if it's faulty, stop nutrients and oxygen getting through. Other people think it's related to mitochondria, which is to do with the energy of cells. So we really need to now hone in more on this particular region to see how is it impacting the genes that are actually on chromosome 10 that are made, and how they impact the retina.